Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Top Coat, coming to you from Kentucky at the NSRA Nationals here in Louisville. You are looking at a rare bird. In fact, so rare, we've made it our NH Oil rarity. Rick, tell me about this 1973 Trans Am.
It's Brewster green, it's original color. They made less than 200 of these estimated, and that's what makes it so rare.
One thing that jumps out to me is the wheels. These are surely aftermarket. This couldn't have been something that came stock on these cars.
Well, these are a particular 17-inch version of the original honeycomb wheels that were available on the car. They were designed by Bill Porter, a famous GM engineer. They originally were a polycast steel wheel, which he rather had them made in cast aluminum, and now they're repopping them in what he would have liked them to be to begin with.
So you're getting a little more performance because they're aluminum, and it's a bigger wheel.
Bigger wheel, wider, more tread on the ground, handles better, absolutely.
Now tell me what's under the hood.
A 455. There was two engines available for the Trans Am in 73, a 455 cubic inch or a Super Duty 455. This particular one's not a Super Duty. As far as Brewster Green and Super Duties go, they only made 7 of them. You're talking about a really rare car there.
What was this car like when you got it?
It was a basket case. I've put quarter panels, frame rails, floor pans, even the hinge that holds the trunk I had to put in. A lot of work.
How much of that work did you do yourself?
Every bit of it. 100% of the restoration was done by me, with exception of the transmission rebuild, which I sourced out.
Every car has a few little tricks to it. What are some of the surprises you came across when you were restoring this?
More rust, and more rust. Parts are difficult to find on this car. This is a transition year, so a lot of 74 parts were transitioning over to this car. They did a change in the emissions. The bumpers are 1 year only due to impact ratings. The grills are 1 year because of that. The framing to the fenders are 1 year because of the crash results. And all 73 Trans Ams were a Ram Air delete because of California noise restrictions. So they closed off the scoop. I have reopened it, but that was some of the things that they did in 73.
You got this car in 2017. How long had you had your eye on it?
I've wanted a 73 Trans Am since I was a little kid. So that would be over 40 years.
What kind of reaction have you been getting to this car here at the show?
A lot of good reaction. They really like the car. The Trans Ams, you don't see them restored to this level a lot, and it's gotten a lot of attention.
What's it like to take a car from where it was to bring it to this level all by yourself?
It was pretty rewarding. It was stressful. It's very time consuming. I've got a loving wife that was gracious enough to allow me to do it. It was expensive, but once I got done, to sit back and enjoy the finished result, it was pretty good.
It took painstaking restoration to bring this car back to its original glory, but wouldn't you rather preserve your brand new car right from the start? There's a great way to protect your car from rust and corrosion, and our old friend John Gardner went all the way to New Hampshire to check it out.
Joe, we're in your corporate headquarters here, man. It's impressive. Give us a brief overview of what you guys do.
Mainly what we do is cultural. We try to get you to think proactive, and what we're here to do is and educate you, and as you understand the problem, then what we're going to do is empower you through products and services to be proactive and extend the life of your vehicle.
Now, NHOU Protective Coatings, the key word coatings with an S.
Correct.
You've got a lot of product. It's a whole product line.
Right.
Take us through it.
So we started out with oil, then we went into a wax. So the oil is the most forgiving way to treat rust. It is very different than conventional undercoating. As opposed to trapping moisture in oxygen, it actually goes down to the base metal, displace moisture, cut off the oxygen. We have a wax, more traditional for a brand new vehicle. We also created a salt brine solution because brine seems to be really the culprit behind reviving this industry. The road brine is very good for the roads, it's safe, but it's corroding vehicles. So we have a way to actually break down the sticky substance and the salt that's in the road brine.
Applying this stuff, can I do it, or do I need to take it to an approved dealer, or both?
So we have do-it-yourself kits, but honestly, even if we sell the best product in the world, and I believe we do, it is worthless if you have a poor application. If you don't have the right equipment, you don't have the right training. That's why most of our dealers come out here, they're factory trained right at our shop, and we have do-it-yourself kits, and we have videos that show you how to apply it properly. We also hold public workshops.
Now, I'm a big proponent when it comes to education, and this is what you do. You bring people out here, you educate on rust, but you also educate on how to apply it. Take us through some of these steps. What do we have, an application here?
So on our road brine, if you have one of these, you can use your own. If you want, you purchase it from us. Basically, you fill this with the solution, run it through a hose, you wash down the undercarriage of a vehicle, let it set 15 minutes, rinse it off, boom, done.
Awesome. Now I got an older vehicle. I was looking on your website, back to black. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's, again, working directly with the consumer. We would listen to the feedback, and they said, wow, you just did a good job protecting my vehicle, but it looks like shiny rust. What can you do to improve the appearance? So we added a carbon black into our oil, same exact oil as the clear, but it'll substantially improve the appearance of that vehicle while protecting it.
Now you apply it here too as well?
Yeah, we do 3,000 plus vehicles out in our shop out back, and we have factory trained applicators across the country.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting underneath of a car. I mean, I'm breaking these bolts, brake lines are breaking. I mean, this is a massive amount of damage in the United States alone, not just up here.
It's 3% of our GDP, which is more than the GDP of Sweden. That comes out to $1,500 per person. That's what got my attention. You hit me in the pocket. That hurt my pocket, so I became proactive.
Now, proactive, that's huge. I mean, I'm an automotive technician. I change the oil. I do that on purpose. Transmission, differential fluid. This is just something that normally has to be done. I don't think people think that way about undercoating. It does need to be that way.
It does. This is the biggest challenge for us is cultural. So we're trying to get you to think proactively. You go in and you rotate your tires, you change your oil. You need to be proactive with the undercarriage. And technological challenges are secondary to that cultural challenge.
So I want to bring it in every once in a while and get it sprayed, just like I would maintain a vehicle.
It's an annual application, yep. If you go with the wax, that's every 2 years. The wax is a one-time standalone application. The oil in the body cavities needs to be replaced every 2 years, but we also want to bring that vehicle in and we want to inspect it. We have someone here today, we may be putting their vehicle up. We inspect it, any breaches in the surface, we touch up, nothing gets out of control.
Joe, you talked about being proactive. Now we have the guys here from gm-trucks.com, and they're actually using the product, and they're definitely proactive.
gm-trucks.com came to NHOU because we had a 2011 Sierra project truck that was starting to get some rust on the underside of it. And we were looking for a solution that we could share with our readers that would be basically a way they could combat rust and salt and brine on their own truck and would be guaranteed to work.
We first heard about NHOU from a local mechanic, and then I got online and searched and found a lot of great information and videos, and we gave Joe a call.
We get a lot of questions from people. They want more out of their vehicles. They want more performance, more accessories on them, but they also want more life out of their truck. And NHOU provides a way for people to get not just a little bit more life, but years more life out of their vehicle.
We've still got our foot on the gas, so stay buckled in for more Motorhead Garage presented by Top Coat.